Now, whether it's rock climbing, wild camping or riding a zip wire, the South's outdoor education centres help children build skills and resilience. But with school groups banned from overnight stays, those centres are now facing their own struggle for survival. They claim they can operate safely, but the government says the ban is based on public health advice and that non-residential trips can still go ahead. Tom Hepworth has more.
It's a message they want heard loud and clear, not just here in Dorset, but at Westminster. People working in outdoor education gathered at Old Harry Rocks this morning. Although government allows schools to send pupils on day trips to outdoor activity centres, most, like this one, rely on overnight stays.
The problem now is we've lost 97% of our revenue, and we would normally have about 9,000 children coming through our centres. We've got one here and one over near Ventnor in the Isle of Wight. Both centres sleep 200 kids, 200 beds in each, and we're just closed. And our plea is that we're as safe as schools, so schools are open, so we should be open, and if we're not allowed to open, then we should get some financial support.
The Allnatt Centre in Swanage has been empty since March, ever since the government advised schools against residential outdoor courses. Most of the staff have been furloughed, but this season is a write-off. It's lunchtime at the moment, and before the pandemic, this canteen would have had more than 100 children eating their meals in here. Just imagine the noise. Well, now, the only sound you can hear is that of the wind blowing leaves across the yard. The government says it keeps its advice under review, but that doesn't cut any ice here. The threat of closures are very real. But it's not just the loss of 15,000 jobs. There's the impact on children and their relationship with nature and the outdoors. Tom Clark from the National Trust has a personal interest. He grew up in London and came to Purbeck on a school trip, and he's working here now.
The people I grew up with, it's solely through an outdoor education experience that gets them out into nature, ideally on an overnight experience, and that's not something that your teacher can do. It needs professionals, and we're really fortunate that we've got such an amazing sector in Purbeck that brings tens of thousands of children out into nature here.
The Allnatt Centres have £1 million worth of bookings for next year. If they can't fulfil them, it could be the end of a business that's been operating for nearly 100 years. Tom Hepworth, BBC South.